Welcome back to Nomad Ambient's Voice. In the last episode, we left the city behind for a late afternoon at Skooga Estate, a working farm where cacao, coffee, and other crops grow in the hills outside Chiang Mai. Today, the journey continues in the same region of northern Thailand, but the mood shifts. We're still in Chiang Mai province, still in this Thailand season, but now we're about 25 minutes north of the old city, at a place called Naturetalk. It's a homestay and café built around mud houses, gardens, and water. More handmade, more intimate, and a little more tucked away from the busier streets of town. Late in the morning, under a clear blue sky, I start by looking at the land around it. Fields stretch out around the property, broken into long rows, with small shacks and houses tucked into the green. A few farmers move slowly through the crops, doing the kind of work that never really pauses, no matter how peaceful the landscape looks from above. As a nomad, I like these moments when a quiet place isn't separate from local life, but connected to it by the soil, the labor, and the routine happening just off to the side. Then the entrance appears, and Naturetalk finally steps into the frame. A simple roadside sign carries the name, the daytime hours, and the promise of a home and cafe shaped from earth rather than concrete. The road curves away, a gravel driveway pulls you off the traffic, and suddenly you're looping more slowly between trees, parked cars, and a small circle of plants at the center. Once inside the property, the atmosphere tightens and becomes more personal. I pass under a structure covered in green, and the place starts to feel less like a single cafe and more like a small world. A few people are already taking photos in the garden, doing what people naturally do when a place is this photogenic. I like watching that from a distance, a reminder that spaces like this are not only about design, they are also about the small rituals people bring with them. The main house is where Naturetalk shows its character most clearly. The entrance is ornate and textured, with carved details, painted flowers, and plants hanging from above. Inside, a spiral staircase curls upward, a tree grows quietly in a gravel bed beneath it, and the red brick floor carries the sound of each step. Wooden tables, benches, and display cabinets make the room feel less like a cafe and more like someone's carefully assembled home. There's a piano in one corner and a cat that clearly believes the space belongs to it. The cat crosses the room, glances at the camera for a second, and then keeps going, completely unimpressed with the idea of being in anyone's footage. It helps to know where you are when you step into a place like this. Mae Rim is a district just north of Chiang Mai. Quiet enough to feel removed from the old city, but close enough that most people get here in under half an hour. This stretch of land between the city and the mountains has been drawing people for years, not for temples or night markets, but for the kind of spaces that grow slowly out of someone's personal vision rather than a commercial formula. And Chiang Mai has no shortage of those. The city is often called Thailand's coffee capital, and that reputation didn't come only from good beans. It came from a generation of people who decided that a cafe could also be a garden, a gallery, a workshop, a slow afternoon, or in this case, a small village made entirely from earth and intention. Naturetalk is that kind of place. The mud houses here were built by hand, shaped from clay by the people who founded it, including Tissa, the owner, who gave me permission to fly through the property that morning. The result is architecture that looks like it grew out of the ground, rather than being placed on top of it. Rounded walls, textured surfaces, shelves carved directly into the clay, windows that frame the outside like paintings. Inside these structures, the air is different. Cooler, quieter, more settled. The kind of spaces that ask you to slow down, not through signs or rules, but through the weight of the walls themselves. And running through all of it, connecting the buildings and the paths and the people moving between them, is the water. The pond sits at the center of the property's second half, like a pause inside a pause. Green and still, with small fountains keeping the surface alive, and fish visible below on the clearer days. There's something honest about a place that builds beauty from mud, clay, and patience, rather than budget and trend. And in a city that has become very good at the aesthetics of calm, Naturetalk manages to feel like it arrived at that calm from a different direction entirely. The pond is one of those spots where you stop pretending you're in a hurry. Green water, a few fountains going, a bird or two on the bank, nothing that demands your attention, everything that keeps it. Three episodes into this Thailand season, and each one has landed somewhere pretty different. A city park, a cacao and coffee farm out in the countryside, and now a clay house tucked into Mae Rim, where someone decided that art, a garden, and a good cup of something warm were enough reason to build a whole world from scratch. I think they were right. From up here, the main house sits quietly among the trees, that curved roof, the paths going still below it, and the whole place feels like a good pause before moving on. And the next episode is coming. We're heading to the Ping River at sunset. And if that sounds like something you don't want to miss, subscribe to Nomad Ambient's Voice, and follow the channel on social media so you're there when it drops. Thanks for spending this morning at Naturetalk with me. See you on the river.